This plan puts us on a path to beating the virus. This plan gives those families who are struggling the most the help and the breathing room they need to get through this moment. This plan gives small businesses in this country a fighting chance to survive.
We got the jobs report for July, which showed the U.S. economy added 528,000 jobs in the month.
We're back to pre-pandemic levels.
Almost 10 million jobs since I took office. That's the fastest job growth in history.
They have finally passed the bipartisan infrastructure bill, a cornerstone of the Biden agenda.
The $1 trillion package is focused on roads, bridges, railways, and broadband internet.
Together with the infrastructure bill, millions of lives will be changed for the better. Now let me sign this bipartisan bill.
President Biden signed the reauthorization of the Violence Against Women Act.
This reauthorization is testament to the power of your voices and your tireless dedication to changing things for the better. To provide more protection against domestic violence, stalking, sexual assault, to support survivors, and help them find ways out of their abusive situation. My nominee for the United States Supreme Court is Judge Ketanji Jackson.
It has taken 232 years and 115 prior appointments for a Black woman to be selected to serve on the Supreme Court of the United States.
Today I'm signing the law of the CHIPS and Science Act, a once-in-a-generation investment in America itself.
The $280 billion package includes tens of billions of dollars to bolster the semiconductor industry here in the United States.
Today is a day for builders. Today, America is delivering.
President Biden signing into law today the Honoring Our Pact Act, a significant expansion of benefits and services for toxic burn pit exposed U.S. veterans.
As a nation, we have one truly sacred obligation: to equip those we send into harm's way and to care for them and their families when they come home.
President Joe Biden today signed into law the first major federal gun safety legislation passed in decades. It marks a major bipartisan breakthrough on one of the most contentious policy issues in Washington.
It does include actions I've long called for that are going to save lives. I'm about to sign the Inflation Reduction Act into law, one of the most significant laws in our history.
Funds to fight climate change, prescription drug price reform, an extension of Obamacare subsidies.
We're cutting deficits to fight inflation by having the wealthy and big corporations finally begin to pay part of their fair share. No one earning less than $400,000 a year will pay a penny more in federal taxes. With this law, the American people won and the special interests lost. When I was elected, I said we were going to get the government out of the business of battling on Twitter and back in the business of delivering for the American people.
Look at Joe Biden. This has been an extraordinarily successful 2 years legislatively.
This administration began amid a dark time in America. The once-in-a-century pandemic, devastating joblessness, clear and present threats to democracy, and we've not given in. Instead, we're delivering results for the American people. We're giving Medicare the power to negotiate prices now. This is a godsend to many families and so long overdue. The Inflation Reduction Act invests $369 billion to take the most aggressive action ever in confronting the climate crisis. And here's another win for the American people. We're cutting deficits to fight inflation by having the wealthy and big corporations finally begin to pay part of their fair share. Let me emphasize, no one earning less than $400,000 a year will pay a penny more in federal taxes. The Inflation Reduction Act does so many things that for so many years, so many of us have fought to make happen. It's about showing the American and the American people that democracy still works in America. And let's be clear, in this historic moment, Democrats sided with the American people, and every single Republican in the Congress sided with the special interest in this vote. That's the choice we face. We can protect the already powerful, or show the courage to build a future where everybody has an even shot. Stronger than expert expected at 2.9%. We're growing. Jobs are the highest in American number and the highest in American history. And wages are up, and they're growing faster than inflation. Over the past 6 months, inflation has gone down every month, and God willing, will continue to do that. Manufacturing jobs continue to go up stronger than any time in the last 40 years. And I don't think it's unfair to say that this is all evidence that the Biden economic plan, because y'all, is actually working. It's working. It really is. We're moving in the right direction. Now we've got to protect those gains. We've got to protect those gains that our policies have generated. Protect them from the MAGA Republicans in the House of Representatives who are threatening to destroy this progress. They want to impose a 30% national sales tax on everything from food, clothing, school supplies, housing, cars, a whole deal, 30%. It's almost unbelievable. And beyond that, they're actually threatening to have us default on the American debt. I have a rhetorical question. What in God's name would the Americans give up the progress we've made for the chaos they're suggesting? This nation has gone through too much. We've come too far to let that happen.